Hello guys, welcome to Compliance IAS Coaching. I am Abhijeet. So today I'm going to discuss the Hindu newspaper for the date January 11, 2021. So let's get started. So Q3 private investment in manufacturing jumps 1 or 2%. So funds crunch as government spend on new projects only. You know what? The capital info was Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh accounted for 30% for new project investments between October and December of 2020. Somewhat it continued a rise in private investments in the third quarter of 2021, which led by 102% surge in manufacturing investments, helped by the 10.3 increase in the fresh project spending in Q3 over the previous quarter. However, new capital expenditure proposals from the government collapsed between October and December 2020 as funding constraints began to pinch the states, dragging the new project investments nearly somewhat 25% from the previous quarter. The Q3 project investment numbers suggest a reversal from recent years' trend of government capital expenditure, propping out the economy while the private sector remained reluctant to invest due to the flat project demand and weak balance sheets. Today, an independent firm that tracks investment projects that fall in state promoted investment in quarter 3 is not a good sign. We hope this will be a short term phenomenon. So, this is raised private sector share in new projects from 40% in the previous quarter to 49.5% in Q3. Protesters ransacked venue of Haryana CM meeting. Forces with vested interest using farmers, says Manohar Lal. A crowd consisting largely of farmers protesting against the centre's farm laws on Sunday ransacked a venue at Kaima village in Haryana's Karnal, where Chief Minister Manohar Lal was scheduled to address the farmers' gathering. Relax detention norms to prevent dropouts, says government. States to conduct door-to-door service prepare action plan. Schools must relax detention norms in order to prevent dropouts in a year when COVID-19 was disrupted and teaching and learning process according to an Education Ministry directive issued on Sunday. SOP for immunization emergency issued. Delhi police gets guide to probe handle adverse events following vaccination. The Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare Immunization Division has issued a standard operating procedure for the Ministry of Home Affairs in case of adverse events following immunization. Delhi police has instructed all DCPs to educate the SHOs about the norms. What the hell in the meeting with the SHOs instructed them to what to do for the vaccination drive, and the vaccination drive will start from January 16th. So, in the evidence collection case of AFI, the officer must ensure proper handling of the vaccine and deodorant as evidence and make sure the samples are preserved, maintaining proper chain and reads the SOP. So, army official acted with eye on money. Shorter parade route, more tablets this Republic Day. Parade will enter the National Stadium instead of Red Fort, steps being taken to ensure social distancing. After trial run, real drive set to kick off. Having done 3 dry runs in the city readies itself for COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Delhi person's debt tells 3,600 staffers to enroll for COVID-19 vaccine. No jail inmate will get a vaccine shot in first phase reserved for frontline workers. Clips for scuffle of Dwarka goes viral on social media. Fight broke out between late policeman's son and the shopkeeper on January 19th. This goes videos of scuffle between late Delhi police inspector Mohan Sharma's son Divyanshu and the mobile phone as the shopkeeper in Dwarka have gone viral on the social media. High Court upholds arrest provision in CGST Act for tax evasion. Most move comes after ban and firm action plan for fraud and filed plea against Sections Act. So the Delhi High Court has upheld the controversial provisions in the Central Goods and Service Tax Act. that I arrest any person if there is a reason to believe that he is committed tax evasion. Then a bench of justice and the justice all gave the decision. A petition challenging the section 99 power to arrest and the 132 punishment for certain offences of the CGST. The petitioners here, a man and a firm facing action for fraudulently having fraudulent IGST refund input and over 363 crores fraud. The ACG stated that the man in the present case had availed more than 63 crore of fraudulent in IGST. So the petitioners on the other hand contended that the procedure and the prescribed under the CGST Act was not fair and reasonable. It was not fair and reasonable. Here the court highlighted that any person that is arrested under the CGST Act, the said person has to be informed of the grounds of arrested and must necessarily be produced before a magistrate. So now in this news we have heard about CGST, SGST, IGST. Now let's see what are those SGST, CGST and IGST. So the government will collect CGST, SGST, IGST depending on whether the transaction is intrastate or interstate. When the supply of goods and services happens within a state, it's called an intrastate transactions. When both CGST and SGST will be collected, whereas if the supply of goods or services happens between the states, called an interstate transactions, and IGST will be collected. It is to be noted that GST is a destination-based tax, which is received by a state in which the goods are consumed by not by a state, but in which the goods by a manufacturer. So unlike earlier when there were multiple taxes such as central excise, service tax, state VAT, etc. under GST, but now there's just one tax. In which state tax it comes VAT sales tax and VAT states tax, and then now let's see what is the CGST, that is Central Goods and Service Tax. So as I said, under GST and CGST, the tax level on intrastate suppliers on both goods and services by the central government and will be governed by the CGST Act, SGST. So SGST also will provide a leave on the same intrastate supply but will be governed by the state government. This what implies that both the central and the state governments will agree on combining their leaves with an appropriate proportion for the revenue sharing between them. However, it's clearly that mentioned in Section 8 of the GST Act that the taxes be levied on all interstate supplies of goods or services, but the rate of tax shall be not exceeding 14% each. Now let's see what is SGST, that's State Goods and Service Tax. Under GST, SGST is a tax levied on intrastate supplies for both goods and services by the state government and will be governed by the SGST Act. So as explained now, CGST will also be levied on the same intrastate supply but will be governed by the central government. Which is any tax liability obtained by SGST can be set off against SGST or IGST input, so tax credit only. So for example, now let's have a small example for regarding CGST and SGST. Let's suppose Rajesh is a dealer in Maharashtra who sold goods to Anand in Maharashtra worth somewhat 10,000. The GST rate is 18,000, comprising the CGST rate of 9% and the CGST rate of 9%. In such case, the dealer collects 1,800, of which rupees 900 will go to the central government and 900 to the Maharashtra government. And with the GST, remaining amount will be go to the original dealer Rajesh. Right? So this is what is CGST and SGST and all GST. Now let's see that what is IGST, Integrated Goods and Service Tax. So under IGST is a tax which was levied on all interstate supplies of goods and our services and will be governed by the IGST. IGST Act. So IGST will be applicable on any supply of goods or services in both case of import into India or export from India. You know what? Under IGST, you will be getting exports would be zero rated. Like tax will be shared between the central and state government. And next is so that IGST, the exports should be zero rated and tax will be shared with the central and state government. Now let's see one more example for IGST. Consider a businessman, Rajesh, from Maharashtra. He sold goods to Anand from Gujarat worth 1 lakh. The GST rate is 18% and the IGST rate is also 18%. So in such case, the dealer has to charge rupees 80,000 as IGST. As IGST, that is integrated goods and service tax, he has to pay 18,000, which will go to the central government. And remaining money with the comprised GST 18%, that will be going to the original businessman Rajesh. Yes, so this is what is about IGST. Now let's see how is this input tax credits adjusted and also offset liability. With the so is that last, I'll conclude and I'll go to the next news. So let me again give a small example. Let's consider the goods worth 10,000 which are sold by manufacturer A from Maharashtra, dealer B from in Maharashtra. So dealer B resells them to the trader in Rajasthan for rupees 17,500. And again, trader C finally sells to the end user D and again in Rajasthan for 30,000. Suppose the applicable tax rates for the goods sold are CGST 9%, SGST 9%, and the IGST 9% 18% with GST. Since A is selling this to B in Maharashtra itself, so it's an intrastate sale, right? So CGST, which is 9%, and SGST 9% will be applied. And next, dealer B, Maharashtra, is selling to the trader C in Rajasthan. And this is not an interstate sale, but it's an intrastate sale. Hence, the CGST of 9% and again the CGST of 9% will be applied. The same. Right? Will be applied. So now CGST, SGST and IGST will be collected. But now how much it will be going to the Rajasthan government and central government and sale price in Maharashtra? Let's see. First A to B, the sale price is 10,000 as 9% as CGST. For Maharashtra government it goes 900 rupees. For central, it goes 900 rupees. And again for next transactions B to C, originally 17,500. Nothing goes for Maharashtra and Rajasthan. It will be going to only central only because it's an intrastate transaction. So which CGST credit, SGST credit will be in the central government only. So original GST will be going to the 3,150 rupees for the central government, which CGST credit 900 rupees and the SGST credit 900 rupees. Total 1,050 rupees will be going total. So you have to minus out the CGST and SGST because it's not an interstate. You have to subtract 900 rupees, 900 rupees for this 1,800 rupees, you have to subtract. Then the total cost is 1,350 rupees, which will be going to the central government in the second transactions, right? And next is the C2D, last transaction. Original cost 32,000. For Rajasthan government, it goes 2,700 with SGST, and IGST credit we have to subtract 450 rupees, which is 2,250. And for the central government, 30,000 GST will be 2,700. We have to subtract the IGST credit, that is 2,700, that is 0. So now you can understand that. So you understand the last transaction. First transaction is selling to A in Maharashtra itself. So it's an intrastate which which Maharashtrian government and central government will be taking the money, will be credited with the money. And compared to the next, so saying the next dealer be Maharashtra, sell to traders in Rajasthan. Rajasthan. So here, Maharashtra government not get money, Rajasthan government not get money. All the CGST registration will be subtracted and will be going to the dealer only, right? And with the IGST, it will be going to the central government. And as next is this last transaction, that is traders in Rajasthan sell to the end user also in Rajasthan, again Rajasthan. So again it's an intrastate supply. So if you can understand that in an intrastate transaction, the money will, the CGST and SGST will be going to to the state government, and the remaining IGST will be going to the central government. But in interstate sale, the all money will be going to the central government. With IGST, CGST and SGST will be going to the trader. Only IGST 18% will be going to the central government. But in third transaction, both again it's an interstate. So the state is Rajasthan. Again, the CGST and SGST will be going to the Rajasthan government. And remember, in all three cases, the IGST is confirmed and IGST will be going to central government only. Right? I hope you all understood what is CGST, IGST, and what is CGST, IGST, and SGST. Now let's go to the next news. Let's continue with the newspaper. Citizens wake up to a sunny Sunday. Temperatures are likely to fall further in next couple of days forecast. But let's go to the air quality of Delhi NCR. That's Delhi 245, poor condition, Ghaziabad 280, poor, Noida 239, Gurugram 215, Faridabad 251, Greater Noida 311, very poor condition. So the air quality in the city also improved with an AQI of 245, which falls in the poor category according to the data from the CPCB. With a strong surface winds, that air quality 2 is likely to remain in poor condition only from January 11th to January 12th. Now go to the weather watch. So focused on heavy to heavy rainfall and isolated places are very likely over South Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Mahe. Thunderstorm came for lightning at isolated places very likely to Puducherry, Kerala, Lakshadweep. So much usual to head GDS BR unit particles over poor show and polls during the 2-day meet. Odisha Chief Minister has properties worth 64.98 crores, but tech ministers make their assets public as per promise. So, Central Minister executives capture a rule of law. Constitutional tradition requires the state's agent to be just fair and reasonable. So there's a pattern that emergencies out of contemporary Supreme Court of India's most notable judgments, these rulings invariably began with an homage to the ideas of a rule of law. But the opening tributes are left by the wayside when it comes to the time court to apply those ideas in the case of hand. The invariable upshot in the executive ideas will be going to the right of public participation. The majorities of rulings begins in now customary fashion. It holds that in a republic governed by rule of law, the government's actions, however, they might be just stand the test of the constitution. But when you head on from there, a shudder of the early high principles of the democratic values. The tale of two speeches at AMU, Modi's speeches at the university showed a shift from European candor to the audience agreed with the M and they clearly understood what they want to convey. Due to process is not partisan politics. The media must ask questions on whether negligence was followed in approving of COVID-19 vaccines. Telangana may face a short fail in the registration revenue, as I said in the previous, as I said in the page 1, at 66.12 lakh, the number of registrations is less than a third of target. And the Q3 private investment in manufacturing is up. Overall, fresh project expenditure between April and December 2020 remained 26.1% lower than the same period a year ago, which is indicating that we are still far away from the normal project activities which are registered before the COVID-19. Within the which came in the fourth segment with 156 projects worth over 24,100 crores in quarter 3. China's build-up at LA is clearly visible, says Ladakh councillor. Locals have seen several Chinese tents, bunkers and vehicles near border villages. Ministries meets state officials on COVID news. Real-time capture for vaccination data is not recognizable. We are dark, says volunteers. Covaxin test subjects in Bhopal assumed that they were getting vaccine to prevent virus. 32 cases booked 7 hours for GST fraud, as I said now only is regarding this IGST, CSG and SGST. Cases involve multiple bogus and non-existent entries, which is found to claim may input tax credits. So keys. Let's go to the world news. Indonesia locates black blocks of plane. Flight records could help explain why the 26-year-old plane crashed just 4 minutes after takeoff. US removes restrictions on diplomatic contact with Taiwan. Bomb claims the 3 in Kabul, former journalist among those killed. Ghani blames Taiwan. So ready to be done, former role Gotabaya. So in this news, as in the previous I have said, the FATF, Afghan journalist turned a spokesman for the country's public protection force, which was killed along the 2 leaks on Sunday, which was targeted and killed by a spokesperson for the National Public Protection Force. Now let's go with the sports news. Dominant Australia leaves India with a mountain to climb. Visitors need 301 more runs with 8 wickets in hand in the final day. Ashwin calls for iron fisted action. Messi gives one star in Barcelona masterclass. Milan back to winning, says dominated through some does one overlapping. Ishan said to play Delhi takes on to Mumbai today. So Lombardy with AHC Golconda honored good news. So this is in the newspaper for the day 11th January 2021. I'll be back with the newspaper for the day January 11th 12th 2021. Till then, bye guys and thanks for watching.